Welcome, friends, it is I, your LostScarf, and it's time for the new god, and there she is, Serqet, kneeling for some reason right there. She's an assassin, and oh, cool jump, there you go. And she's basically kind of Wolverine, sorta. There you go with that. She's a cool-ass assassin with a lot of poisons, a lot of power, and she's going to be wrecking faces. There's a lot of skins to go over, a lot of voice packs to go over, just a lot of everything to go over, so let's get going. Okay, first up is to see the new UI. As you can see, the friends list got separated a bit. And then there's ward skins, and then there is boosters, new thing. I'm gonna get crap from Hi-Rez for this, but these are worthless. These are worthless. If you're willing to get these boosters, just buy the god pack so that you don't have to worry about favor all that much. Worshippers and XP. You get to level 32 early, you're not gonna be that good at the game, and you're just gonna ruin things for your friends. Now, if you're smurfing, fine, do whatever. Now, worshippers, though. 25% more worshippers when you finish a match. Okay. We've already seen that mastery is not really proof of skill. It's proof that you should know your god, but we've seen legendaries suck over and over and over again. That happens. Everyone's seen that. Mastery is not a good show of skill. This is a pride thing, so I just don't agree with this booster at all. It's just not good. It's not good for you at all. It's a waste of time, and I'm gonna get crap for it, but personally, don't get it. Check out Serqet. Serqet City over here. There she is. With a nice walk down. But hey, surprise! There's a tail. Oh, pretty cool looking tail, though. She's an assassin, and she's going to be wrecking faces soon enough. Let's check out the other ones, though. Such as Spec Ops Bastet and Elite Agent Apollo. And of course, because this is a bundle, we also get a helicopter ward. And I'll be buying this bundle soon enough. Let's keep going, though. Swagny up in here. Now, we knew this was coming eventually. People have been talking about Swagny since, well, Swagny's ever existed. And you knew who was going to get a pimp skin at some point, and it's here now. And it's a pretty good-looking skin. It looks very good. Good job to them on that. Of course, he is a pimp, and personally not a fan of pimps because they are a symbol of male domination over women, which is not cool, but it's an amazing skin nonetheless. Let's get going here. There's also Golden Janus. Let's get over to Janus first. Janus. There he is, Janus. Golden Janus, there's his portrait right there. Looks pretty cool. Got that portal ball coming up. And there it is, very shiny. I think the blue and gold clash a little bit on the front, though. It looks better on the sides where it's bigger. Same thing for the black one. And there's a lot of voice packs to go over. There are a lot to go over. Let's go ahead and just go over everyone. Starting with Serqet. Gotta go with her first. So here is Serqet. There you go. Looking cool there. Just a nice tail. Then I think there's gotta be tattoo, because there's no way that's material. There you go. And let's hear her voice pack.
Help right lane.
You can hear Neith in her instantly.
Attack. Set up an ambush here.
How related is she to Neith, by the way? I don't know.
Set up an ambush here.
Wait, Neith is the mother of everything. Well, the grandmother of everything. Ra's the father of everything.
Yes. Attack.
So she's supposed to be like an aristocrat, and you can hear that in her accent, so they did a good job there.
Defend middle lane.
Then here's Venom. Let's see your portrait for Venom. There's portrait for Venom. There's his regular portrait right there. It's cool that you can see the portraits now. And there we go. Very cool looking skin. Really nice recolor. I really like it. I think Nemesis is still the best recolor ever. But it's a pretty good recolor there, and you heard her voice. So now here's Swagny. And they really did a good job with the voice pack. It's very well done. Here it is.
Help right lane. Yeah.
It sounds really good, right?
I'll gank middle lane. I'll attack the Gold Fury. Defend middle lane.
He doesn't make a fireball, though? Aw.
I'll attack right lane. Nah. Enemies have returned. Nah.
It's a pretty good sounding skin. He doesn't make fire on Swagny, apparently. Does he make... Okay, he still makes fire there. He makes some fire there. He has purple fire. We're not seeing the purple fire. Little disappointing there. The purple fire is pretty cool. That's got to be a bug that we don't get to see right there. And just keep going down the line. We got Apollo. Elite Agent Apollo. And there's three good things about this skin. The sound is pretty cool, but his ultimate, he does use the sound and it looks really cool. It sounds really cool, I mean. He uses a helicopter for his ultimate, which is great. And finally, there is Control in his voice pack, and Control is awesome.
All agents maintain radio silence.
See, right there.
Enemies in right lane.
She's not in enough of it, though.
Thanks. Enemies have returned middle. Enemies have returned to base. Attack. I'll attack left lane. I'll defend right lane. Gank.
It's just great Control, and I want to hear more of her. Let's see here. That'd be a great general voice pack. Just have Control instead of default guy. Control. Bastet, here it is. Spec Ops Bastet, also known as Covert Ops Bastet, and this is to replace the Night Prowler Bastet because it was way too copyright. So they replaced like the head thing, and some other things give her some cool looking hair. Looks very nice. See, she's got the head things on. That's cool. She did a flip to put them on too. Here's her voice pack.
Retreat middle lane.
You hear it's supposed to be more of a mature voice, more older.
Sorry. Defend right lane.
Not as young sounding as the Bastet skin.
I'll defend middle lane.
Well, regular Bastet.
Curses. Affirmative. Quiet. Enemies have returned. Middle. I'll defend middle lane.
I'm gonna assume her little cats do have the eye things on them.
I'll gank middle lane. Help middle lane.
Because Catwoman Bastet had it too, so hopefully we do see that. I think they will. And there's one more voice pack. Hercules got some changes. Hercules now has a new gold skin, a new gold portrait right there. Looks cool, holding a big boulder. And we got baseball Hercules. And voice pack.
I'll defend right lane.
Yeah.
I'll gank middle lane. Enemy spotted. Okay, knock it out.
I get what they're trying to do here. It does not match him whatsoever.
Attack middle lane. Gank right lane. Enemies have returned right. Be careful right.
It just doesn't fit this guy. It does not fit this guy. Good job to whoever did that accent, but oh my god.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Attack middle lane. Thanks.
I'm sorry, I ain't feeling it, bro. Okay, now let's take a look at some updated portraits. First up is Magistrix. So there you go. Aphrodite looking pretty cool there. Not bad at all, huh? Freya, Northern Lights is another one, and there you go. I'm totally staring at her face. Artemis Stalker skin got an update on her portrait, and there you go right there. It looks pretty cool. I do like the old one better. It was a pretty good action shot, but what are you going to do? There you go. So we got 4 new ward skins. First up is the mailbox, because why the hell not? Then also a goldfish in a bowl, because why the hell not again? And then there's a helicopter, air support, which of course is going to be, I'm going to own that because of the bundle. There you go. And finally, the best skin ever. Fluffy Manticore! Oh my god! Oh my god, yes! I want this, but I ain't spending that much. I will always say the ward skins are too expensive, and that's why I ain't getting this sucker, but oh my god, it looks great. I will get this one because of the bundle, because I'll be getting the other 2 skins. But damn, that is just the cutest looking thing ever. Every time they bring out new ward skins, there's always one really nice looking one. This is the one, right here. Love it. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to more general stuff. Okay, quick rundown of the new stuff going on here. So, new gods you can play for free are Chang'e, Ares, Osiris, Amazon Cobb, and Mercury. Assault now you cannot reroll in the last 10 seconds. Phoenixes. Now, Phoenixes now have a timer when you kill them, so it's easier to know when they're going to come back, so you know when you need to rush or not. And lastly, Custom is now a lobby, and there you go, so it's easier to just set things up for teams and playing. You can pick whoever you want. And this will be good for me because I can balance teams based on level and mastery and stuff, and that'll be really good there. And that's all the general stuff. So now let's take a look at items. So there's a bunch of changes going on with items, and first one we got to talk about is the tier 2 stuff. So a couple items have tier 2 passives just like Throwing Dagger, and they are of course Throwing Dagger, but also there is Emerald Talisman. So this is a tier 2 passive here. You get 2% of your max health regen every 8 seconds, while as the third one is every 5 seconds. You also get more HP 5 and MP5 and magical protection on the 3rd level than the 2nd level, but this is still pretty dang good. 1480 is how much this is. It's pretty cheap. I can see people getting this pretty early on. Maybe you're going anti-mage in the solo lane. This will be pretty good. Or just digging this on a Guardian, it might work out as well. This is something you can get very cheap and early, and it'll help you out. A lot of good sustain there. Another tier 2 is Hydra's Star, and what happens here is you just get a weaker version of the Hydra's Lament on the 2nd tier. And I don't know, if you already get Hydra's Lament, you'll get this for sure, but if you don't already get it, I don't know if this is going to change anyone's minds. So now, Frostbound Hammer's tier 2 has a slow on it, and Frostbound Hammer's slow is now 5% stronger, and that's it. So this is what the old one was, now there's the new ones, and there's a 5 on it. And there's like some niche gods this works for, but most gods don't really get Frostbound, and I don't think this is going to change anyone's minds. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of it, but who knows? Maybe you'll use it. Now, both Voids have a change to them. That is, they have a tier 2 passive now, Voidstone and Void Shield, and it's the same thing, 55 units range, and they reduce 8 protection. That's all they do. And I don't know, not a lot of people like these items. If you do get them, this will be nice on your way to the 3rd tier, but that's about it. Now, a non-tier 2 change is the Runic Shield. They took away the HP 5 on it, and they gave it 10 more magical protection. As a warrior trying to deal with the magical, I feel like that hurts them a little bit there. A little extra protection, sure, but that HP 5, even though it wasn't that much, was still pretty helpful to have. So, shoot, not a fan of that. Now for jungling, there's been 2 changes. One is the Bumba's Mask and the potions. Bumba's Mask now gives you plus 10 MP5 flat. Now it's no longer having to be in the jungle. And the passive is now you do plus 10 true damage with your basic attacks and plus 10% ability damage to jungle camps. This is only the jungle camps, nothing else. You're also healed for 10% of a camp's max HP. If there's an ally nearby, you get your normal gold instead of sharing it with them. So that's good there. And what they did to potions was, potions are now 450, which means you cannot snowball early game anymore with these red potions or purple potions. And that's too bad for some players. It makes your build less aggressive for sure. But these items could be very snowballing in 2 directions. If you get a good kill with the red potion on or the purple potion on, you can just get another kill, and you'll just snowball and do a lot of damage to people. And it'll be horrible for the other team. And the other direction, if you get killed early, you'll be really far behind because you waste a lot of gold on this. So it's snowballing both directions, so they took that out. So people are going to be less based on that. So what's most likely going to be the new meta for a while until someone really figures out something else, I think this will be the new meta, will be Bumba's Mask for 800. And then you can go ahead and get Hog 1 or 2. Might be worth getting 1 or 2 and then get some potions, or Warden Potion, stuff like that. I think the one I'm going to do is Bumba's Mask, Hog 2, and then 1 Ward and 1 Potion. I'm going to go with that and see how that works for a while and see if I have to change it up. Maybe I'll go with Hog 1 and get Boots so I have some maneuverability at the start and then get 1 Ward and 1 Potion. We'll see with that, but I think that's maybe what the ideal thing will be. So now let's take a look at the gods. First thing I got to mention is why PTS is so important, because they get to fix bugs. And one big bug was that the tier 2 auras, they worked on Ares, which means Ares at the start of the game could have basically 60 magical power at the start and just shred people. So Ares was pretty damn strong and they've nerfed that, so now you have to have tier 3 items in order to get his passive. First up is, I believe, the only buff, and that is Conviction for Guan Yu. He no longer gets defense from Talu Assault, but now he gets more defense on Conviction. And look at that. 25, 30, 35, 40, and 45. 45 physical protection at level 20 is going to be really good when dealing with ADCs and assassins, and even warriors. So that'll be nice for him. Won't help him with mages, but this will help him and his teammates when dealing with some physical power. Hebo nerfed once again on Steady Flow. It's back down to 5%. Was at 7, now it's back to 5. It was at 10 at one point. So Hebo just keeps going up and down, up and down. So I guess Hebo's too strong right now, and after people lose with him, he'll go back up to 7%. Because they just keep switching it up, because Hebo just is strong sometimes and weak sometimes. And that's just really how he is. It's all based on how well people are playing. And so he's back down to 5%. People who've been playing Hebo a long time will be used to that. People who are new to him will not be happy about it, but Hebo will still wreck face. Just not as much. Some changes to Hercules. His Mitigate Wounds now does about, I think, 10% less across the board. So now he heals 30%, 50%, 70%, 90%, 110%. That 110% is the only one that's really important. Also 90%. What this does is his healing early game is going to be a little bit hurt, and he's going to have better chances of getting killed. That's really what it does, while his late game shouldn't be too hurt by what's happened here. The other change is Excavate no longer knocks up, or knocks back when he hits somebody with the initial hit. And that could be useful. He could hit you with the Excavate, and if you didn't die from that, it could be used to set up for his other abilities if you open with the Excavate. Because after Excavate, you got hopped up a little bit, and now he can push and pull you and finish you off in that way. So it sort of hurts him, but only in certain instances. Janice's Unstable Portal got nerfed in a way, and also sort of buffed is what they're trying to put it. And that is, he now has only 30% scaling on the second hit from the portals, and 70% scaling on the damage in general. And they've also changed it where it's, I think, skinnier so that there's a better chance of hitting with both of them, so that you can just do the double damage more often. So that's why they nerfed it like that, just so it's easier to aim. But people who were able to aim it well with what it was before, they made Janice very scary, so I don't know. So it's less skill reward, just more, it's going to be a little bit easier to land and does a little bit less damage because of that. The other thing was, if you were in the Banish from Portal and you used beads, you still took the damage, you just weren't banished. So it's kind of weird there, so they fixed that bug. So Kubakarna's Mighty Young got nerfed again, and what happened is it has 3 extra seconds on it to make it 18 seconds, and the radius is now 20 instead of 25. For some reason, it's not been changed in the description. I don't know what's going on there, but he should be nerfed in that respect. Maybe they forgot to nerf him. I'm not sure. But what this means is it'll be harder for him to get an entire team with his Yawn, but he'll still be able to get a lot of people with it, and he's still going to be very effective. Just less annoying in size, I guess. But he'll still be very hard to deal with. A slight nerf to Osiris' Spirit Flail. It now does only 40% slow, and it's only 3 seconds instead of 4 seconds. And also, the scaling has been reduced by 10% on power contribution. That's really all that's happened there. And, well, there you go. He's just going to be a little bit harder to stick on you, but he still should have a good time doing it, just because he can do, of course, the Sickle Strike into Spirit Flail combo, and Judgment Tether the stick to you and just take you down. So, he hasn't really been hurt all that much. He's still going to be in a good position. One little change to Thor is you can no longer use Mjolnir's attunement on top of Tectonic Rift. You can't teleport on top of it. So that's a thing you could have done. Now you can't do that anymore, and that's it. That's it for all the god changes. Now to take a look at Serqet. There were some changes from her after the PTS, but really, that's, well, if you didn't know about the PTS at all, well, those changes don't really mean anything. They're just going to be set to the baseline of her. So let's go take a look at her already.
Another group of immortals in need of a lesson, is it? Very well. I shan't spare my brethren a little education.
I really like that voice pack. I really do. I like it a lot. So we're going to get level 20 really quick. Shut off at full glory. Now I'm going to talk about her passive last because it takes advantage of her 3 different poisons, which are on her 1, 2, and her 3, and not her 3, her 4, and you'll see it soon enough. I'll show it right now. So there you go. So they're green. Her 3 is not green because it doesn't have a poison on it. And her passive takes advantage of those. And so let's go over them. First up is Deathbane, which is a 3-part dash here. You can go however far you want, like this. And each part does damage, and they can also crit, and she's also knockback immune during it. And when she hits you with this, you'll have a poison on you that reduces your physical protection for 20% for 3 seconds. But there's also a dormant version of the poison that lasts 20 seconds, which is for her passive. Now you can jump really far, like so. Or in a couple seconds I'll show you can jump really close. And as I said, really close can be used aggressively to hit a god. Like so. Ding, ding, ding. Hit them 3 times for potential passive. For potential critical and just doing damage. That's really good there. Her second ability is called Cobra's Kiss. And she throws 2 daggers. And each one will do damage. And if you hit a god with them, they get Madness, which is the new CC. And Madness is basically Athena's taunt. Except they will attack their own teammates. And if there's no one around, it'll act as an actual taunt and they'll go towards Serqet instead. And it lasts for 2 seconds at final levels. That's a long time. So what happens is they will be basically attacking their teammates or not doing anything to you as they walk towards you for 2 seconds. And it's for a certain amount of damage so that you can't do an ADC and they just kill their teammates instantly. So that's what happens there. And then there's, of course, a 20-second marker poison with the Cobra's Kiss for her passive. So this is a pretty good attack here. You CC them. For 2 seconds, you can just beat the crap out of them. And that's more than enough time for an assassin to kill somebody. Her 3 is a leap called Ambush, and during the casting phase, not casting, but during the setup phase, you are invisible, and you can be invisible indefinitely. The only way you can be seen is if someone gets into your white area, and then you jump. And you just do damage, no poison then. Finally is her ultimate, and this is basically Arachne's Grab, where she jumps on top of you. And it does 650 true damage over 5 seconds, stuns you for 1 second, she pushes you away after she gets on you, and you cannot heal during it. 100% healing reduction. So what that means is, if you have less than 650 HP, you are dead unless you have Aegis. That's the only way it goes. You are dead unless you have Aegis. But the thing about this is, if it explodes, because if you die with it, you will explode and it will spread to things near you. And that means minions and other gods will have 650 damage going through them if it's at the final level. And that's pretty big right there. It doesn't do a lot of damage, though, at the earlier levels, and it does not scale up, so that's pretty cool there. And I'll show you this spread on minions in a second. And let me just show you the abilities again. Look, and then her daggers again, then her leap. There you go. And you're going to see the grab. I believe you can miss her ultimate, though. It's a close-range ultimate, but you can miss it, is my understanding. So that's good to know if that's true. Now these guys are coming at me, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on the archer. There it is. It spreads to these guys now. It's going to kill him. And bam! Now they all have the poison on them, and they're all going to die. 650 damage over 5 seconds. There you go. I'm going to use the combo on Ra now. So the way I see it is, you use your 3 for escape or chase. I really think that's what you use it for. And your combo really has to do with your 1, 2, and your 4. Because of your passive, which is Catalyst. If you hit someone with a basic attack and they have 2 different poisons, they take 10% of their maximum HP as physical damage pre-mitigated. And if you have all 3, which includes your ultimate, you do 20%. That is a lot of damage right there. So what you do is you burst in with your 1 and your 2, and you hit them with your ultimate, and then you go over and basic attack them. That's a ton of damage going on there, and will most likely kill them. If it doesn't, the DOT might do it, and then they'll die, and it'll spread to other things. and then they'll get beat up, and holy crap at that potential there. And I really think if they're far away, you open with a 1, then you do your 2, then you beat the crap out of them, do your 4, and then finish them off. No, actually, you wouldn't beat the crap. You do 1, 2, do your ultimate, then beat the crap out of them, because then you would take advantage of your passive for having all 3 on them. Of course, that would be better. And if they're close range, you would do your 2 first, because that means they're going to walk up to you. You can do your 2, and then you do your ultimate. I accidentally basic attacked him, so I wasted the poison there. And then you would basic attack him to do more damage, and then hopefully he would die. Like so. There you go. I did the combo incorrectly like a dumbass. But that's what you would do. You would open with your 1, 2, then do your ultimate, then basic attack, and then they'd die. That would be really good there. But if you don't have your ultimate, then of course you just do 1, 2 basic attack, and then probably jump away. I really see her 3 using it more as escape than initiation. Just because, well, it's an escape. I'd rather use it that way. It just has damage on invisibility. But if you really need to kill somebody, I guess you could use it as an aggressive open, and then hit them with your 1 and a 2, especially if it's through a wall. That's really the only time for it, but I really feel like you should save this to be careful, defensively, and then open with these, and just do a bunch of damage, and just be amazing with that. Now, I just want to check whether you can miss with this or not. You can't. Alright, so it's just like Arachne's jump. You cannot miss with this. Okay, so that's good to know. So that's everything. So that's the god there. Come up will be a Conquest Arena with her, and the next day will be Conquest Arena. And maybe we'll do a Siege with her as well. But that, for now, is the patch. I had fun with everyone watching and listening, and that's what's up, guys. Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.